Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Srinivasa Biology Tutorials. In this section to discuss the chapter Plant Kingdom, the continuation of that algae, Bryophytes. Bryophytes include as in a various mosses and liverworts and are found in commonly growing as in a moist shaded areas in the hill regions, and bryophytes are also called as in a they are amphibianous plant kingdoms. Means here in this completely they're growing as in a water regions as well as in a they're growing as in a moist regions also. Means in these two conditions they are surviving. So hence in this bryophytes is called as in a amphibianous plant kingdom. See, these plants can live in the soil, but that depends upon the water for the in a sexual reproduction. So it is called as in a amphibianous plant kingdom. Now they are usually occur in damp places, humid places, shaded localities, like the different localities in these bryophytes they have survived. The major important role is in the plant succession on the bare rocks and soil. Their mostly their major function is what? That is in the plant succession on the bare rocks and soil. Next, the plant body bryophyte is mostly differentiated into algae. Means here algae is algae their body look like as in a thylakoid, right? But here in this bryophytes to complete to differ for as in that algae. The thallus look like a prostate, erect, attached to the substratum. The unicellular or multicellular rhizoids is present. Here to complete their body, it consists of as in a they are the root-like structures as present, but those are not a roots. That is in a completely in a rhizoids. It is called as what? Rhizoids. These are in a rhizoids. And the lack of roots and the stem or the leaves, they are mostly that possess a root-like structures or leaf-like structures or stem-like structures is present. The main plant body is bryophyte is haploid and it produces as in a gametes, hence it is called as in a gametophyte. So mostly in this body, it is to complete to produce as in a they are the leaf-like structures is formed completely. The leaf-like structures, stem-like structure, the body is to get produced. Here to get produced as in what? Gametes also to get produced. Hence it is completely, it is in a haploid, it is in a haploid gametophyte. It is in a haploid gametophyte. And the sex organs of bryophytes is multicellular, very important. Here the bryophyte, the sex organs is multicellular. That is in a male sex organ is called as in a antheridium, and in this antheridium it is consist of as in a biflagellated, and that they are produced as in a biflagellated anthrozoids. And then the female sex organ is archegonium. The female is what? Archegonium. See, it is in a antheridium and it is in a archegonium. It is in a flask shaped to produce as in a the single egg. It is to get produced as in a single egg. And the anthrozoids are released into the water where they are come and contact with as an archegonium. So in this complete anthrozoids to get released in the water, in this complete the contact with as in a that the female archegonium, the anthrozoids are fused with the in a egg to produce as in a zygote. So hence these two get fused to get forms as what? Zygote. To get forms as in what? Zygote will be produced. Zygote is produced. That is like. Okay, like next the zygote do not undergo reduction division immediately. They produce a multicellular body is called as a sporophyte. Here they completely the anthrozoids to get fused with as an egg cell to get form as in a zygote, to get form as in a their zygote, and zygote do not undergo reduction division immediately. So after this zygote do not they are further immediately not division was takes place, they produce as in a multicellular body is produced, that is called as in a sporophyte. To get produced as in a multicellular, the sporophyte will be they get produced. The sporophyte is not a free living, but it attached to as in a their photosynthetic gametophyte that derive as an nourishment for it. So here this is the completely this part is what? This is in a sporophyte. It is in a completely sporophyte. So in this enter the gametophyte to get produced as in a food to uptake to as in a this sporophyte like. Next, in some of the cells here some cells of the sporophytic undergo reduction division to form as an meiosis to produce as an haploid spores. Here to get completely to form as what number of their haploid spores as produced here. Here completely the number of haploid spores are produced. Next, after these spores are germinate to forms as in a gametophyte. So each spore to get form as again there one gametophyte will be to get produced. Here again one particular their gametophyte to get produced like. Okay. Next, the bryophytes are generally or their little economic importance, but there some are their mosses to provide as in a food for as in a herbaceous mammals. So this bryophytes to complete to get help for as in a to give as in a food for as in a some herbaceous their mammals, birds and other animals also. And the species of the sphagnum, a mosses provide as in a peat that have as in a long been used as in a fuels. So in the sphagnum species to get used as in a the fuel purpose and packing of materials to transshipment of living materials because they're having as in a their capacity of water holding. So water holding capacity is present, hence where mostly they're used for as in a the living organisms to transshipment purpose are using. And mosses along with the any lichens, they are first organisms to colonize rocks and hence and the great ecological importance. So these are having a first their formation of the rocks, they having as a large the ecological importance. They are decomposers rocks making as in a substance that they are suitable for as in a growth of the higher plants. Since the mosses are dense mats on the soil to reduce it as an impact of the falling of rain and prevent the soil erosion. So heavy rain conditions also it is to get help for as in a to protection to as in a that soil erosion. In this bryophytes are divided into liverworts and then mosses. They divided into as in liverworts and then mosses. So first to discuss about as in a liverworts. Liverworts are called as in a say the liverworts are called as in a hostiles and the liverworts that grow as in a usually the moist and shady habits such as in a the blank of the streams, marshy grounds, dump soil, dark trees and deep woods and the plant body of the liverworts is in complete thorough. They're mostly they're going as in where moist regions and shady regions and blank of the streams and marshy grounds and dump soils and bark of the trees as well as in a here deep woods also. Mostly in these liverworts, their body is thylaid. Example in Markantia. Here, Markantia, their plant body is a dorsi-ventrally their flatted structure. It is completely in a dorsi-ventrally their flatted structure. And in this Markantia, see, it is in a dorsiventral flatted structure, closely appearance as in a substrate. The leaf-like members, the tiny leaf-like appendages in the two rows of the stem structure. It is a complete stem-like structure. The two rows will be there present. Now, sexual reproduction is takes place. Liverworts takes place as a fragmentation. Already you know the fragmentation means here each filament to get forms as in a small filaments, unfavorable conditions to grow as an individual. Next, or the formation of the special structures is present is called as a gamecaps. Within the surface region to get forms as in a some cup-like structures is noticed that is called as in a they are the gamecaps or gemmacaps. Gemmacaps or gemmacaps. Here, each gemme it is green multicellular asexual buds which are there developed for as in a small receptacles is called as in a gemmacaps located on the thallus. So in the on the thallus region in this completely gemmacaps is present and this gemmas becomes detached from the parental body to germinate to forms as in a new individual thallus. If in case each gametes to get dead attached to the parental plant, it is also to develop as a new individual thallus. New individual thallus like. During the sexual reproduction, the male and female sex organs, here the male and female sex organs are reproduced either in the same or different thallus. That sporophyte differentiated into food, seta and capsule. Here completely the sporophyte, it is differentiated into as in a, they are three parts. They are in a food, seta and then capsule. See, it is in a food, it is in a seta and it is completely called as in a capsule. Food, seta and then capsule. And after meiosis, the spores produced with as in a capsule. After here, the capsule to get produced as what? Number of spores. These spores are germinated from as in a free living gametophyte. So each spore it is developed as in a new again. There again new gametophyte will be there develops. Next, mosses. See, in this mosses, the predominant stage of the life cycle, mosses is the germinate to as in a gametophyte, which is consist of the two stages. They have the two stages is present. The first stage is in a the protonema stage, which is developed directly into the spores. The protonema stage is developed into as in a directly spores, and it is the creeping green branched and the frequently filamentous stage. It is grow as in a creeping, means bunchly and green branched and frequently the filamentous form to get forms as in a like filamentous form. And the second one is the secondary stage of the leafy stage, which is developed from the in a secondary protonema lateral buds. It is to get forms as in, for example, it is in a first primary protonema. In this primary protonema, here to get forms as in a there the secondary buds are noticed. Secondary buds are noticed. That is lateral buds. They consist of in a upright slender axis bearing spirally arranged leaves. So they are complete. They are arranged as in a spirally leaves. They are attached to the in a soil through the multicellular and branched rhizoids. After they are complete to get forms as what? In a multicellular rhizoids will be their forms. This stage bears as in a sex organs. When they complete to get forms as what? Sex organs will be their forms. Now, here the vegetative reproduction is takes place by mosses. Vegetative reproduction takes place by as in a fragmentation, budding, and this secondary protonema. And in that sexual reproduction is takes place by as in a antheridium and archegonium. Mostly antheridium and archegonium. And these are the reproduced by as an apex a leafy shoot after the fertilization. After the fertilization to get form as any the leafy shoot will be forms. The zygote develops into as a sporophyte that consisting of the food seta capsule. Again, it is also to forms as in a food seta capsule. And the sporophyte of the mosses is the more the elaborated than the liverworts. Their capsule contain the spores. The spores are formed later. The meiosis division is takes place. After the meiosis division, number of the spores will be to get forms. The mosses have elaborate mechanism. The spores is dispersal is common example is mosses, Fineria, Polytrichum, Sphagnum. These are the best example for the completely mosses. These are the incompletely bryophytes. Remaining to continue next class. Thank you all.